Hello, Game of Thrones fans, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lady Firesnow. I am here with Quaithe Theories. Quaithe, you want to say hello?
Hello, friends.
Hello, guys. I'm going to pull up the live stream so we can see any chat. Quaithe, are you going to be able to see chat today? Probably not, huh?
Not right now. Maybe
the man with no name is consuming the computer, right?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
So, episode 5 with one episode left, guys. What are you thinking?
I'm still thinking the same thing. We got cheated, guys.
Right?
I think so. What do you? I don't know.
You sound a little muffly. You sound a little muffled.
I'm a little disappointed.
That's better, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody's a little disappointed, right?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Right? Excuse me, I've been eating dinner, so I'm sorry I'm sticking my hands in my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I've noticed? They've been kind of doing like the marathon, showing all of them on HBO, and I noticed that they're changing everyone's character of how they set it up at the beginning. And if you think about it, that they were using George R. R. Martin to help them write the books,
right?
I mean, write the scripts, and the characters were pretty much probably close to what's in the book. Probably not exactly, but close.
Close. Right? I mean, in the very beginning, it was like I read the first beginning part of the book, and it was like almost verbatim in the beginning.
Interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now that they're with him, like they're going rogue, it's like they're changing a lot of the characters that we love. Like the Danny fans, Danny's changed, Jamie changed. Who else?
Everybody.
Everyone. Bran.
I mean, John was a little bit of a brat in the beginning. He's definitely matured, but for the most part, I think he's probably...
He's never been that vulnerable. Has he?
I mean...
Whoops that quick?
I think that he just kind of grew up. But I don't think he ever really shifted who he is. Wouldn't you say?
No. Yeah, he hasn't. He still has the same values, which I'm glad to keeping that.
Right? They haven't made him a bad guy. He's always been, I think as he matured, he became more like Ned. And he became less, bratty. Like, I'm better than everybody. And I'm kind of thing. He was a little bratty, in the beginning. Yeah. A little child. I mean, but I think that's common for his age at the time.
The one I noticed the most that they changed a lot, besides Danny, is Tyrion.
Right. He went from...
he was different, this character?
Yeah. To me, this person he's become is not Tyrion.
Right.
He's not clever. He's not wise. He's not making any right choices. I mean, come on. This is not Tyrion.
No.
This is not... They're not writing Tyrion.
No, they're really changing his character. They're making him weak. And I don't think he's... In the beginning of the show, through the middle, he's never been the weak character. He's always been strong-minded.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't understand this Tyrion that they've created. Does anybody else feel this way? I mean, I don't see we have anybody yet in the chat. Well, we're just kind of getting started.
We'll just keep talking and probably go back to all that because they do take a while to get on and then listen and go back to what we're saying, and they come back with it later.
Right. We'll definitely do that.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully people weren't too disappointed where they're not,
interested
in Game of Thrones stuff anymore. I mean, I noticed a big difference on the radio.
Yeah.
Because I hardly have time for TV. I rarely have time for TV.
You were talking about the sports channel, right?
Yeah, the sports channel here in Houston. I listen to the ESPN station. These guys are really big on it. But they've hardly had any talk about it. They've been disappointed also. Mm. And, I mean, so it's sad. It's really sad because it was really fun getting the best of both worlds if you're a sports fan and a GOT fan. You know?
Yeah.
But they're kind of like and that's pretty much good advertisement for HBO. You know, on the radio, people talking about it, but now not. So now no one's really listening. I think they're losing. I think they might be losing ratings. It's just probably the hardcore watchers are,
still watching. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think you mentioned that, Quaithe, that after they killed the Night King, they probably lost a lot of watchers because that was a big attraction, right?
Yeah, I have a coworker that just started watching. She just started because there was so much talk about it. So she's like, I've got to see what's going on. So she started watching it, and she finished season 1, and she's really excited about it. But she said, but I'm also kind of like worried because everybody seems so disappointed. Like everyone, that's all I could tell is all her friends was talking about it, and they were all like saying negative stuff about it. She says, here I'm getting interested in something for what? Nothing to look forward to. To look forward to what, a bad ending,
Yeah.
So it's really sad. Man, it's just like this 10-year journey that we've been on. We feel like we're getting cheated or something.
I mean, last season, there was a few things that were a little, out there, but I didn't feel this, I don't know, just exactly what you said, Quaithe, cheated.
Yeah.
I feel cheated.
Yeah, I do too.
And I was,
you know what? It's not the graphics. It's not the directing. It's not any of that.
Yeah.
It's the writing.
It's the writing.
I mean,
it's the storyline itself. It's not the actors are great. The like you said, the technology, the CGI is great. All of that is good, and I feel like a lot of the dialogue has been really good, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, I just feel like they butchered the ending.
Well, not too much dialogue for Bran. They made him more weird. Took him way far to the dark side.
Yeah, like what are they going to do with Bran? I mean, I don't know.
Are they even going to have time to go back there with Sansa? Are they going to have time to go?
I can't imagine that they're not going to go back to Winterfell in this last episode. They got to wrap everybody's story up.
Talk about time lapse.
Right. Rod is here with us. Hi, Rod. It's always good to see you, Rod. He says,
thanks, Rod, for joining us. And I hope you were able to listen to what we're saying and help us with some of the stuff. We're trying not to be too negative, but we're also kind of.
I gotta tell you what he said. Rod, I love your analogy. He says, like we put 10 years of our lives at a job and they stole our fucking pension.
They did! Damn it!
Right?
My 401k, everything. I want it back. Dude. This is what happens when they change his bosses over.
Right? I mean, what the heck just happened, right? Sorry, I had to grab a tissue. That's just craziness to me. It's craziness.
It is. I want our Tyrion back.
Right? I drink
and I know things. What happened to that guy? I don't know.
I don't want to jump ahead, but I think they're going to kill Tyrion. I think that leak was right.
Well,
right?
They're setting it up for that with all the lines and how she was talking. But maybe, hopefully, we'll get the dramatic twist, and Jon will be like, "Okay, that's it." Put his foot down, going, "No more killing people. We've killed enough." With his look of killing Varys. I mean, I think that was he was already like, "Okay, this is crazy." Maybe this is it. Maybe he will do something and stop it at that. Maybe she is going to want to kill him. And that's what's going to make him turn. Hopefully he stops before he does.
Yeah, Rod says that it's just we're looking for a good payoff for all the love that we've given it. And he says it ain't got to be amazing, but just act like they give a shit. That's exactly what you said the other day, right, Quaithe? It's like they don't give a shit about any of us.
It's like they're like, okay, let's get this done and move on to our next project. You know, what we're doing.
Right.
Thank y'all for making us rich, guys. Thank y'all. Screw you guys, we're going home. You know? A little South Park there. I'm serious. It's ridiculous.
Sorry, I'm eating, guys. I'm hungry. I gotta finish my meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm upset. I'm disappointed. So let's talk about Varys. That's how this episode opens, right? With Varys writing letters. How many do you think he got out, Quaithe?
I think he did. I think he started writing letters. I think he started writing letters even before he knew about Jon. I think when he remember past episodes, he's been watching Dany, and he's been seeing her mind, not been all there.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that he has been writing from the get-go.
Really? You think he's been writing all along? They're just not showing us?
Yeah, because everything he's had in his head, when Tyrion told him about Jon, got validated.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I mean, haven't you been thinking about this? And he was like, thinking, you know, but not, you know.
But not acting. But not acting on it.
So, in other words, he's been thinking about it all along already. You know. Probably praying or wishing, however, oh, I wish there was someone better than her. She's crazy. So I really honestly think it did. I think he did get something out there. You know, I don't think he finished, but I think he started probably to the important main places to send to.
Like the Lord. You think, I was thinking it would be like the Lords of Westeros.
Yes.
But you were thinking something else, right? Weren't you?
I think Essos, yeah. Where the Targaryens are.
Right, to get some support.
To get some support. Because when they find out that who Jon is, you know, they're bastards, but they're also mixed, so they're not ancestral Targaryens.
Mm-hmm.
This is a new. Jon would be the new Targaryen race, which are like them. You know.
Well, there was some history of Targaryens not wedding their siblings. There is some history of that. So he's not the first one to not be inbred.
Right. No, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's not the first one. But I believe he's the first one. And anybody who sees this and wants to correct me, please feel free to do so. But I believe he is the first one that is with any kind of Stark. This is the first Stark mix, which is ice and fire, right? He's the first one. They've bred with the Baratheons. They've bred with the Dornish.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe there's been some others houses, but specifically the North and, you know, ice, anything can, you know, the Starks. He was the first.
Yeah.
That's the name, right? The story of Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
I mean, he
but
is.
Are they going to go there? Are they going to go with the? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Are they going to kill him off? Or are they just going to make it Dany and that's it? I mean, they're happy with that. It seems like.
Yeah, and you know, you mentioned something else, Quaithe, earlier before we started the live stream that maybe George R. R. Martin told them that they couldn't use all his in-game stuff. And they had to come up with their
characters, personality.
So that way his books could be unique to their end story. They had to come up with their own ending, so they just went off the deep end with a whole different storyline that's obviously makes no sense to us, right?
Makes no sense because they had to change their character in the middle of it.
Right.
To make it make sense to them. It doesn't tie into anything else. But
Rod answered
their game.
Rod answered the question. He said Dorne, the Eyrie, which is, you know where the Eyrie is, right, Quaithe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Essos, Pentos, Volantis, Riverrun, Harrenhal, and definitely the Northern Lords would have gotten letters from Varys. So these are all the places he was mentioning that he thinks he would have sent letters to. And Jon is the first Stark plus Targaryen baby. So yes, he is the first. Yeah. So thank you, Rod, for clearing that up for us. Looks like we've got a few people watching. Thank you guys for joining us. We are kind of getting a slow start talking about the episode. We just started talking about Varyson's letters. Other than that, we've just kind of been ragging on the fact that we're disappointed in the whole series. Yeah. I'm at the point now where I think up until now, I've been like, oh, I don't want it to end. And now at this point, I'm like, let's just get this shit over with. You know, let's just see what you're going to butcher with at the end here and get it over with.
But okay, so let's get on let's get on board with the writers right now.
Okay.
Let's play their game.
Let's play their game. Let's play their game
of what they got, what they're giving us so far. Okay, so now Tyrion lets his brother go. He is, no matter how much they treated him horrible, he still loves his sister, whatever, and he wants to save her and have them both go off and start a family. Goes against Dany because he feels like Dany is, losing her mind.
And you saw what Dany said to him, right?
Yes.
She said to him, and see, I thought this was a little bit of a setup. It's like she was setting him up. She was saying to him, oh, by the way, we caught your brother trying to leave. I guess he is still loyal to his queen. And then she says to him, right almost in the next breath, she says to him, if you screw up again, this will be the last time, basically. If you fail me again. So I think that was her way of saying, go ahead, go free your brother so I can execute your ass.
Yes.
Right?
And he knew it. He knows it, though.
Yeah.
You know. The tearful goodbye was a tearful goodbye to both of them, to each other, for his family. Who knows what he was doing? That was my favorite. Their
goodbye was my most favorite scene in the whole episode.
It's all
anybody else?
Acting. They can give them the worst storyline and everything, but their acting really sets the tone.
Yes. Nikolai Coster-Waldau, he is the actor that plays Jaime.
Yes.
And then Tyrion is played by it's on the tip of my tongue. I'm sure somebody will tell me in a sec. Peter Dinklage. Dinklage. Those two actors are extremely good actors.
Yes.
They're really good. And when you put them together, man, I cried.
Yeah, that was chemistry. And he was doing it not just for the Lannisters, though. He was saving people. And I mean, that's his hometown. Those are where he grew up. You know, it's hard. And just like Dany wants to do good for her people, and you know, who can help? And Jon wants to do good for his people. You can't. Of course that he's going to do that. She knows he's going to do it. You're right. She was setting him up. And he was like, that was his sacrifice. He even told him, you ring that bell, you know.
And he did say to Jaime, you know, millions of innocent people versus one so not so innocent dwarf.
Yes.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
He was ready. He's prepared. I think just like Varys, right? Varys was ready and prepared to be burned.
He picked up right where Varys left off.
Yep.
For the people.
For the people.
He picked up.
Good for you, Tyrion. You know?
Good. Yeah, good. Yeah. I'm glad that they did change his character a little bit, but there's just still a little bit of the old character in him, the old, you know, of that part, his values. But it kind of like hurt my feelings that he did want to save Cersei. You know, as much as he was like, I'm going to kill her, you know, even when I'm dead, I'm going to go and tear her apart. Then he kind of like got soft on us with that. That was kind of weird.
I think that's
to write that part in.
I don't think that's weird. I think it's a typical brother-sister love-hate relationship. No matter how much you hate your relative, no matter how bad they are to you, deep down inside, you still love them. You know?
I did say that on Sunday. But, you know, still, he's torn. I want to go tear her apart and kill her myself. Next time, I'm going to ask for a favor and get a boat and save them. I really think even Davos did it. So even Davos is up for execution.
I really think that. Well, so no, surely no one will know Davos did that, but I really think that Tyrion's motivation was more to help Jaime. Like he said, Rod actually said it here in the chat. He said, "You're the only one who didn't look at me like a monster. You know, he says that his heart went out to them, knowing that it was the last time that they were ever going to see each other. I mean, I definitely shed a tear. It was incredibly good. We knew it was going to be their last time seeing each other. It was very obvious that was a final goodbye. You know, it was good. That was my most favorite part of the episode.
Yeah, it was a good goodbye for them too. It was a really bad goodbye for us with Jamie.
Yeah.
They really cheated us out with that too, with the Jamie and
Cersei death.
Yeah.
What a freaking cop out.
Yeah.
What a cop out. Forget stealing Jamie's face, or forget the Valonqar theory. Forget all of it.
So say George R. Martin told them they couldn't use his stuff. They could have done something better than that. I mean, come on.
Really?
These writers can't write something better than that.
Guys,
really?
The prequel is going to be George R. R. Martin, man. He's in there and he's about it, like he was in the beginning of this season. And I know we're going to get to this, you know, also, but we have some feelings about that. So we'll wait toward the end to talk a little bit more about what we think is going on with that. So Varys sent out letters to everybody. We talked a little bit about Tyrion and Jamie. We talked about how Dany's setting Tyrion up, and I definitely think we're going to get a Tyrion execution. Don't you think?
We're going to start out getting one. I think John's going to draw the line. So
you think John's going to stop it?
You and I have our two little different things.
I don't think so. I don't think John's going to stop it.
That's where he's going to step in, and that's where he's going to become the enemy of the queen. I think that's where he's going to be like, enough.
I'm curious.
And he uses that word a lot. Enough.
I'm curious to know what anybody else thinks. Anybody else out there that wants to, you know, join in the chat, or Rod, please tell us what you think. What do you think? You think that Tyrion's going to die this episode? Do you think John's going to stop him? Do you think, stop Dany from burning him too? I mean, he just seems so shocked at what just happened in the city that I would hope that he would have had enough.
Right? Me too.
I mean, the look on his face, him having to kill his own man.
Yeah, and Grey Worm goes, come on, dude, get on board.
Yeah, Grey Worm looked at him like, what's your problem? Grey Worm's so going to tell Dany. Yeah. He's so going to go back and tell Dany. Right?
Yeah, he's off his rocker, too, because he lost his woman.
They didn't show us that look on his face looking at Jon for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, I would not be surprised if she starts to say, you know, you've already betrayed me once now, and, you know, you're on my shit list, too, so watch it, buddy. Right?
Yeah.
She doesn't trust anybody. She's gone total Mad Queen.
Okay, so how do you think that Mad Queen is going to get stopped? What's going to happen? Who's going to stop her? I mean, what's going to happen? Who do you think is going to happen to Dany?
Right. Does anybody have any thoughts on that? Who's going? I know what I think.
What are the writers going to? What stupid writing are they going to do? Come on, let's think like now. Oh, I know. I can ask like a kid. But you know what? They're so creative. They probably will come up with a
better solution than this crap ass solution we're getting here.
Yeah. So let's see. What would they do? What would we want them to do?
What would we not want them to do? Because that's exactly what they've been doing, right?
That's true.
What would we not want them to do? I would not want it to be Arya that kills her, because she already killed the Night King, and that would just make it like, okay, I guess Arya's going to kill him. I wouldn't want that. I think other people want it, though. So what's worse than that?
Yeah.
What's worse than that? She kills herself.
She kills herself. She went mad. Temporary insanity. When she comes to, she's like, what the hell did I do? Jon, please kill me now. Put a sword down my heart.
I mean, I would almost think that's better than Arya killing her. I would like to see a little Lightbringer, kind of something there where he has to stab her in the heart, or something. At least that would be something from the books. At least it'd be something interesting.
Yeah.
We have to think of the least interesting thing we can think of, and that's what they're going to do.
Oh my God, that is in the book. I was trying to think of something that wasn't, and that is.
And that is in the book.
Okay, well, there you go.
It's just bad. Hey guys, hit that thumbs up button. If you're watching, please. It always helps grow the channel. We always need your thumbs up. So hit that like button for us. Anybody want to tell us what you think? We certainly want to hear what you think. I know what I think. It doesn't matter what I think, because every time I think something would be good, we don't get it. So I think,
well, come on, let's play their little game.
Let's play. So I would like to see John kill her at this point. I don't even want to see her die. She's obviously, you can see from behind me who's my favorite characters. It always started with Dany first. I'm always with the Targaryen, right? I mean, I've got the Mother of Dragons shirt, okay? So, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed that I wear my necklace is a dragon because I am a dragon. So, I am a dragon when I'm born in 1976. So, it's very hard for me to even accept the fact that Dany's gone down this road and she's going to be killed. I've had a lot of time to think about it. And this does stem back to season 6 when Meereen, when she said, when Tyrion first became her hand, she returned and she said she was going to burn the whole city. And he was like, okay, the Mad King was going to burn the city. And she says, it's not the same thing. And he says, it is the same thing. And he says, might I discuss an alternative motive and an alternative option? And that's when she just burns the ships and they kill the two, main guys, and they spared the whole city. You know what I mean? So that was her reaction then. So when I really think back, it's not fair. Quaithe, you're right. They've been setting this up for a long time. They've been setting up for this to go down this path for a long time. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is a George R.R. Martin, ending, part of his ending, her going mad. He will just take a lot more time to get there and it'll make a lot more sense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He will, if he goes down this road. So, but I think what would make it most interesting at this point would be to see Jon kill her, because it's so not him to do so. But he would do it if he had to save his family, or
save the whole seven kingdoms.
To save the seven kingdoms. I mean, he's a good man. He's the one person who hasn't turned out to be shitty, right?
Yeah, and I think the way Varys said it is also a little hint for us too. You will rule, and you will rule well.
Yep.
The way he said that.
The way he said it.
Like it's matter of factly, like you have no idea what's coming to you, dude.
Which
it's like, yeah, he would not talk candidly like that. He wouldn't talk about it if he didn't have his ducks in a row.
Yeah. Like he already knows.
He was ready. You can tell he was ready. He took his rings off. He knew what was coming to him. But he wouldn't say anything until everything was secure. So yes, letters went out. Stuff is out. Here comes the reinforcements. Here comes the allies. Jon needs to take her down. The question is how to get through
Drogon, yeah.
Drogon, sorry, yes, how to get through Drogon.
So I kind of talked a little bit about this before. Again, anyone who's watching this who wants to correct me, please feel free to do so. But from what I understand, a dragon can only have one rider at a time. That rider must cease to exist or die in order for a dragon to take another rider. So if we're following that theory, Jon couldn't really take Drogon and get him to bend him to his will against Dany at this point, if we are following that theory. Now, I think it'd be interesting to see, because they did hint that a little bit, right? Drogon having a connection with Jon?
Yes.
So anybody want to tell us if that's ever happened in the history of the Targaryens? I haven't seen it in the research I've done where someone takes a dragon from someone else. Because if that's happened, we might see that happen. What do you think? What do you think, Quaithe? Yeah. What do you think is going to be to overcome? Do you think he's going to have to kill Drogon?
I think she kills Drogon. I mean, come on, who could burn that much fire? I kept thinking, is he ever gonna run out of fuel?
Right? Where'd he come with that?
Is she pushing him to the point of physical exhaustion, like a horse? Their heart bursts if you push them too hard. Is she willing to do that? And was she doing that in her madness? I don't know. That would, if that, that would make sense, that she did that, and that would make her like snap out of that. Like, oh my God, what did I just do?
Right.
I'm killing my baby. I killed my child. I killed these people. And then she goes mad. She's like they showed her earlier, no makeup, but they didn't show, that's not what happened. Because when they showed her, she is on top, yelling with her hands up and like, yay, I did it. So I don't think she is going to have any remorse of what she's done.
So we have another person in the chat. It's Sincerely Sicilian. Please tell me if I didn't say that right. But thank you so much for joining us. He actually made a comment. It says, or is it a female? It might be a female. I think it's a girl. She says, "You're right about the dragon rider bond." Yes, thank you for letting letting us know. I was pretty sure about that. That I know that I know enough about the dragon history to know that that's always kind of been the case. They can only have one rider at a time. So, but we aren't going with the books here. They're certainly making up their own rules.
Yeah, and I mean, what's with the whole Lord of Light information that they're putting in there?
Yeah, that was like episode 4, right? All the Lord of Light stuff.
Yeah. So, like if you think about it, that's how the dragons got the power to hatch in the first place by the Lord of Light.
Uh-huh.
That was mentioned. So, I mean, is the Lord of Light twisting us? And we're thinking that Lord of Light is good, but actually they're tricking us and it's not good?
Yes, you mentioned that the man with no name had said that a lot of times, like, evil will represent itself as something good for a very long period of time so that you trust it, and then all of a sudden it reveals itself as something evil, and that maybe that's what's going on with the Lord of Light.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, I think maybe that's the big twist with us. Here we're thinking the Lord of Light was, helping. And this is, I think, why Davos is still alive. I think he's the one that's got to put the key together, to put the 2 and 2 together of what that is.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be the one that's he's going to be the one that's going to survive, I think, at this point of,
right.
Between Varys and Tyrion and him, he's what's left, right? Davos.
Yeah.
Sincerely Sicilian says, "I can't remember who, but I believe a Targaryen child tried to ride a parent's dragon and dumped him." Yes, I know that story. Gosh, it was a female. I don't know if it was one of Aegon's sister wives or no. I think it was down the line. From that, but it was a female, that it was her dragon, and her son mounted the dragon and rode for a little while, and then he dumped him off like over some mountain or something, and he died. I remember that. I've watched some of those History of Lores where they explained all of that, but I don't remember the name of who that was. But I do remember that story. So yes, so that's just backing up the whole dragon theory there. Back to Lord of the Light. The Lord of Light. I don't know. I mean, I feel like this episode's supposed to be an hour and 20 minutes. It's a movie. Yeah. It's a movie length. They could do almost anything in a movie length time, right?
Yeah, true. And so if the Lord of Light is what's giving gave John this, extra life, borrowed time, but also gave the dragons, life also. What is it up to? I mean, wouldn't that connect John and the dragons together also? So, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to see. There's got to be a connection with that.
I just noticed that Drogon did seem well, and Kinvara did say the dragons were fire-made flesh, and they were a gift from the Lord of Light, so that's the tie-in between the two of them. And I did see Drogon have a connection to Jon. He seemed to have a connection to Jon. He seemed to, it seemed like there was more of a connection with him than there even was with Rhaegal. Like, he was the one.
I would like to see some kind of telepathic communication between them or something. I mean, not to make it look too crazy or too weird, but I mean, they're making him look more human-like. They're giving him character that he smiles now.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot of connected personality. Even his face got more human looks to it.
Yes, I noticed that.
So it would be kind of interesting if he could, I don't know, green seer, I don't know what Starks or abilities they can do, but if they put that into play with John and able to talk to or do something with him, and letting him know something about Danny, or trying to get him to sway more his way so they can get to Danny.
I mean, other than that, I don't see how they're gonna take her down unless it's inside of the building when they take her down, right? I guess if
I think she's got that connection with them. She can call them.
Yeah, she does, definitely. So she can definitely call him.
John needs to find that connection as well.
So he won't know who to listen to, kind of thing.
Yeah, he's got to show who he is. And I hope that they all of a sudden bring that out of him.
I would love to see him change sides and just all of a sudden, I know that's totally against, history, but like you said, Quaithe, we got to think like the writers at this point, because anything we think, anything that comes from the books, anything that would make sense to us, they're not doing it. So we got to think of something that's outside of the box. I, again, like to see John take Danny down, but I mean, at this point, it could be freaking Davos. Who knows?
I know. The one who does. And they keep saying that he keeps getting lucky. He's not even a fighter, I don't even know how to fight, and I keep, living past these wars. Oh, my gosh.
So let's move on to Clegane Bowl. Let's talk about Clegane Bowl a little bit.
Okay.
Let's shift a little bit. We'll come back to Danny and John, I think, toward the end. Clegane Bowl. I did like Clegane Bowl. I was pleased that they actually gave that to us. I even liked the background with the building just being like falling down and the fire and all of that. I liked it, and it was a little dramatic, but I liked it. What did you think, Quaithe? Did you like it?
I did. I mean, that was what do you call it? Fan favor there.
Yes, really definitely fan fiction. Definitely, I mean, not fan fiction, but fan service.
Fan service that they were doing. That was definitely fan service. So that was good. I like that. I did. I agree.
How about you guys? Did y'all like it? Did y'all like Clegane Bowl? Did you when he stuck that? I mean, I knew when he put it in his chest and he pulled the knife, the sword out, I kind of knew that was going to happen. But when he got him in the face, in the eye, and he still was going to pull that thing out, I was like, no way. Seriously? I mean, it was in his brain. Are you serious? I mean, what the hell did Qyburn do to him?
I was thinking, at least get the heart. And then when he let him go, oh, well, miraculously, his eyes were still there. I was like, okay. Well, there's a little cheesy stuff that went on, but it was a good fight scene. It was fun.
Yeah, I did like it. It
was kind of a Friday the 13th moment, where the mask gets revealed and the clothes get off and you get to finally see Jason's face,
Right. It was kind of like that, right? It was.
It was very Friday the 13th-ish.
But it was very...
all they needed was the music in the background.
I'm really curious to know what you guys think. Anybody in the chat want to tell us did you like Clegane Bowl? Did you think it was silly? Were you pleased with it? I mean, they gave us something that we wanted, so I was like on the edge of my seat, like, okay, it's finally here, or something I wanted, so.
Yeah, and, I mean, the actor obviously changed. You can tell they used so many different guys. They keep getting bigger.
Well, that's the same actor they've had, I think, since season 4 or 5. But he was the third one. He was the third one, though. Yes.
Yeah, he's been eating his Wheaties because that was a big boy.
Yeah, he holds some kind of record for like the strongest man in the world or something. I don't know if anybody knew that, but I know that that's kind of how he got the role, is because of that. I think he's like lifted the most weight of anybody in the world or something of that nature.
That's awesome.
He's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy from what I've seen. Sincerely Sicilian says, I'm happy that Sandor got his revenge. I hate that Sandor died too, and I did love the fight. So she was very pleased with that. She was pleased with that.
Yeah.
Rod, are you still with us? Did you like it? They're the only two I've got responding in chat right now. So anybody else wants to pipe in, we certainly would love to hear what you guys think. And we can always go back. I know that it's about 30 seconds to a minute behind when you see it from when we're talking about it. So we will always go back and respond. And we love to hear what you guys think. So, but yeah, I was pleased. I was pleased with it. How did you feel about him turning on Qyburn like that? Like, I thought he was like so loyal to Qyburn.
Well, he was his maker. It was so Frankensteinish,
Yeah.
Kill my maker. He's made him what he was, a monster. Who wants to live that way, so yeah, that was very Frankensteinish, and I like that it was with one blow, versus, his brother living through all those blows that he got. But whatever, that's the Hollywood part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I laughed. I thought, yeah, I was waiting for that to happen.
I liked it too, though. I liked the way he was like, just killed him just like that instantly. It was
Hulk smash.
Yeah, Hulk smash, exactly. It was like Hulk. It was like Hulk meets Michael, right?
That's so funny.
And Cersei was so scared. She was like, let me just tiptoe by right here. I'm sorry. I'll just leave you guys alone.
Cersei, they totally screwed that character up right there, too.
I can't believe, I'd never seen that woman be scared. I never seen her cry like that. I mean, seriously?
Have no lines. I mean, come on. They could have made her villain. Like I said, maybe he's got that part. Maybe that's George R. Martin's character, and they couldn't have any rights to make her,
From what I understand,
villain. I don't know.
From what I understand, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but Cersei's not a very big character in the books.
Okay.
She's really not. She's not a big villain. She's not a big character. They made her like that in the show because she was so well received by the fans. The fans liked her so much that they made her a bigger part of the story than she ever has been or is in the books.
Okay. Well, there you go. Those are the writers already doing that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. They started doing that early on, I think. Early on somewhere. I don't know what season that became a thing. I guess probably when she was taken by the Faith Militant and came out of that. I would think it was around that time. I believe so. I'm sure someone will tell us if they know something more about that. Let us know, guys. Sincerely, Sicilian responded. She says, when the mountain turned on Qyburn, I was shocked, but I think his hate programming overrode everything else. I think you're right. I think that he hated his brother so much. I really didn't feel like he felt like he was a Frankenstein. I think he felt invincible, like he was unkillable, and he liked it. That's kind of what I perceived. And I think you might be right. I think that he did his hate overrode everything else. He didn't care about his honor. He didn't care about anything else. He just wanted to kill his brother. And I don't get why he hated his brother so much.
Because he took a toy when they were little.
Seriously? Seriously?
So Game of Thrones is on as we speak. I just went to the channel and it's there. And it's at the part where they're about to execute Varys. And I just noticed something. He says, goodbye, old friend, and Tyrion says something, puts his hand and grabs him, and Varys looks at him like really strange. Like, why did you touch me? Like, what was that about? What do you mean? What do y'all think that look meant? Why did he do that?
I have my opinion on that. We'll see if anybody responds, and I'll respond with my thought and see if anybody else has another thought about that.
Because if he's going to get killed, why even give us any more hints or looks? Or, you know what I'm saying?
I think it was just Varys's way of saying, wow, I didn't know that you even cared about me. Because Tyrion was always given, Varys would even say to him, don't you ever get tired of telling eunuch jokes? You get so upset when somebody tells an imp joke, but you don't have any problem telling eunuch jokes. And I think that Varys never really acknowledged that Tyrion actually liked him. He actually considered him a friend.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that.
Yeah.
Because he looked at his hand for a while. Yeah. And did he really get roasted? Because they didn't show it. Is he the twist that's going to come back?
Oh, I don't think so. I wish something like that. I wish we'd have a comeback character that we were supposed to have. Since Julie Sicilian says that the Mountain is one of those people who are born broken.
Yeah. Yeah, don't take his toy. Even as a child, he was just soft and mad. And,
yeah. I always have the theory that somebody was abused when they're like that, when they come out like that. But
yeah.
Right? Isn't that the psychological explanation, Quaithe?
Yeah.
Quaithe's got a lot of psychological background.
Look at the world they were living in. Those were rough times back then in real life, the Renaissance area and all that.
Yeah.
That was some rough times. Yeah.
So
the Black Plague and all that stuff going around. Yeah. If you know, it was crazy stuff.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, Varys gets executed. Grey Worm's like, whatever, dude.
Anybody got any thoughts on that? Let us know what that look from Varys was when he looked at Tyrion. I don't know if y'all noticed it, but I certainly noticed the way he looked at him like, you like me? You know, that's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it was.
And then it's a little ceremony for Melisande that they're doing by throwing the collar in the fire, her and Grey Worm. I guess this is where they got in cahoots and said, you know, burn them all, which is what we're going to do.
Yeah. Well, the Grey One's like her only friend. He's like the only person she trusts now.
Yeah.
She's not totally alone, even though, you know.
Yeah.
So before we move on from the Hound, I think we should maybe talk about Arya and the Hound. Before Clegane Bowl, we kind of jumped ahead to Clegane Bowl, and we didn't really talk about. Oh yeah,
we sure did.
We didn't really talk about Arya and the Hound.
I think she really values his opinion and his advice. I think that she, all this time, she was pretty much raised up with him on the road. So she grew to actually have, you know, respect for him as an older brother or, you know, someone she looked up to, that they had that similarity of that of hatred and that list, you know, that supposed list. And when he was real with her, he had to be real. And he looked at her, you know, he was like, you don't want to die here.
Right.
So, you know, she really, I mean, he was really sincere with her, and she was like, holy shit, I think he's right.
Well, she actually listened to him.
As much as she's a warrior, she's also a girl. Mm-hmm. As much as she doesn't want to face it, she's also a princess or whatever, you know. So, yeah, I think that kind of went back to showing her a little bit of her feminine side and not more of her warrior side.
So Rod responded to the Varys question. He said it was because nobody had ever touched Varys physically during the whole run of the show. Hence the look that Varys gave Tyrion when he grabbed his arm. So it was kind of like, oh, you're touching me. Like you're not afraid to touch me.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because most people, when they would, remembering when he was in the whorehouse, when he went to try to befriend that one girl to tell him about Littlefinger's secrets. And, you know, she put his hand on him, and then she, all of a sudden she got scared and she backed away. They saw them like freaks, like, don't touch them. You might get cooties from them or something.
Okay.
So I could see that. I could definitely, like, what is that? Why are you touching me? That makes sense. So,
it does.
Mm-hmm. Arya and the Hound. Anybody else have any thoughts about Arya and the Hound? And whether, do you think that, you know, I really didn't think, I thought she was going to go, forget you, dude, I'm going to kill her. You know, I really kind of thought she was going to do that.
I'm glad she became a real person and not the warrior person that we know. I mean, she's been through a lot.
She has.
I mean, that was, you know, and like Sansa said, everyone needs to lick their wounds and rest and stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, they went right to it. And that was a lot of stuff to go through.
Yeah.
You know, so that was pretty cool seeing her run for her life scared. You know, that was actually pretty good of them to do that.
I think that Hound did play a father role to her there for a while. And the way he, you know, grabbed her neck, you know, and he held her like, listen to me, child. You know, listen to what he didn't say I love you, but I think he pretty much said, I love you and I don't want to see you die. Don't be like me, you know, and I liked it.
Me too. I really did.
I did too. I did. Rod says that he loved it. And she went from taking lives to trying to save lives. And that was nice. I liked that, how she was trying to save those people, you know? Arya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too.
She was trying to save people, and she was trying to help people and trying to get them out and trying to help them get out. You know, I really liked that. I even liked the white horse at the end. I know Quaithe, you weren't too crazy about it, right? Because it wasn't realistic. The horse should have been more frantic. I think if he would have been jumping up and frantic a little more, I know she calmed him, but you know, I think if he would have been a little more frantic, it would have been a little more realistic.
Yeah, I mean, even if there was not just one white horse that was there, if there was some soldiers maybe dangling off of a horse, and just saying, make it look like because there were horses around there.
Mm-hmm.
There were Dothrakians on horses and all kinds of stuff. So even if they made it like, okay, there's horses there, but in the crowd of all the horses, roaming, there's just one particular white horse. That would have been more. A little bit more poetic. I
think what it was that there was a bright light that came down on him.
That is so cheesy.
See, to me, I like the cheesy stuff, I guess. I think
I
like the cheesy. I like the cheesy. I like that it was kind of like, whoa,
I thought it was more like Joan of Arc,
It was kind of, it was. Sincerely Sicilian says, I think that Arya finally saw that she had to let things go, so Sandor taught her to do that, and I think you're right about that. I think that was really good. And Rod says, yep, right on. He agrees. He agrees with her. He agrees with her as well. So, so let us know what you guys think about the horse. I know we've, again, we're probably a good minute ahead of you guys, so let us know what y'all think about the horse scene and the ending and her riding out. Quaithe and I tend to have opposite opinions, but we're okay with that. We've had opposite opinions for 25 years, so we're okay with that.
It makes life interesting.
It does. It does. We want to hear what you guys think. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you? I don't know if you knew that she rode in on a white horse. So
yeah, she did.
Mm-hmm, she did. She rode in on a white horse, and so she rode out on a white horse. And a white horse is kind of significant to the Game of Thrones. Dany's first gift from Drogo was a white horse.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, there's some significance to the white horse, and I think that's why they made it a white horse. So
not bad.
That wasn't bad. So sincerely, Sicilian says there are theories that Bran warged the horse. I disagree, but it would be cool if he did. That would be cool.
Yeah, I don't. According to how I'm seeing what they're doing, Bran's not warging into present time. He's warging into past. I think he's in a whole different way of warging. I think he's trying to find answers.
Let's talk about Bran. Let's talk about that for a second then.
And learn from history.
Yeah. Rod says the look that Arya gave the horse made me think she felt the warg gene for the first time. She looked connected to the horse. Maybe she'll learn to warg quickly. That'd be nice. It'd be nice to see.
Did we get a little bit of fairy tale back into the show?
It'd be nice to get a little fairy tale back into the show.
I wouldn't mind it. That would be awesome.
Please, Dave and Dan, give us something good. I want some magic. I want some fantasy. What happened to our fantasy?
Yeah.
It's
okay. Maybe Arya will play a role in helping get Dany off the throne, however it's killing her or not, by using some of those abilities.
Did you see her look on her face in the preview?
Yeah.
She was like, if looks could kill, she'd have been killing Dany right then.
Yeah.
She's definitely going to try. She's definitely going to try.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be Jon telling her, you can't do that. You can't do that, I don't even know what to think about them. Rod says, they're all supposed to be wargs, all the Starks, kids, and Jon. Yes, I am aware of that. And those of you who don't know that is true, that they are all in the books wargs, except for Sansa was the only one that I've heard that didn't show any signs of being a warg. But they all had wolf dreams. So they all were supposed to be able to warg into their wolves.
Yeah.
and that only Bran is the green seer. But apparently they didn't want to do that in the show because they probably thought it would take away the specialty of Bran. I think it wouldn't have. I think it would have been nice to have another warg in the family and it be apparent that it's a family thing and that it's because they bred with the children way back in the past. I mean, we know that's where it comes from, right? Those of you who have read the books, I'm sure can confirm that that's true, that comes from the children and inbreeding with the children. You know, like, you know, we never saw Mira Reed again. We never saw her father, what's his name? Mr. Reed. Howland Reed. Howland Reed. We never saw Howland Reed again. And they were all supposed to have really strong abilities because of mixing with the children, thus their size and that they're smaller and things like that. So, yeah, it's just upsetting. Rod says, nope. Sansa has, did he say mean Sonda? He put Sonda, but I think he means Sansa has veiled characters where she unknowingly wargs into a bird at night and sees, oh, this is interesting, and sees, man, I need my glasses. Marilyn in the sky cells. She's often called Little Bird or Dove as well. That's why they call her that in the show then, right? Little Dove and Little Bird, because she actually wargs into them. That's interesting. I did not know that. Thank you, Rod, for sharing that. Sisterly Sicilian says, Bran says he lives in the past, but to truly be the three-eyed raven, he has to be at the very least in the present. How did the last three-eyed raven find Bran? Right? So he can't just be living in the past all the time. He has to be in the present. Otherwise,
and where did he? Because he was still warging whenever in the last during the Great War, up until the Night King got there, and he got into the Ravens and warged. And then what? Where did he go?
Right, like we had that conversation after episode 3. Like, where was he the whole freaking battle? Because he was warging the whole time in his ravens. And where did he go? There are my glasses. Look, they match my shirt today. Rod says that, going back to Sansa, that she has bird dreams like Arya has wolf dreams, and that's all book stuff. So that's interesting to hear. I did not know that, and so maybe that opens up the door for there to be a different kind of warging, whether it be the horse or something of that nature, right?
Yeah.
I'll take anything magic at this point, okay? I'll take any kind of sci-fi I can get. I'll take anything I can get. Man, I won't complain. If they give us anything sci-fi, I won't complain, okay? On my word. On my honor, I won't complain. Right?
Yeah.
So we talked about Jamie, and I don't mean to cut you off, Quaithe. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about Arya and the Hound before I move on to the next subject? We talked about, no, you said no, right?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay, so, wait a minute, Rod said something. Let's see what he says before we move on. He's talking to Sincerely Sicilian. The real question is, how many three-eyed ravens have there been? How do they keep finding wargs to take the previous three-eyed raven's place, right? Well, they got to be in the present, right, to be looking for them and find them, right? I think he's asking her. We'll see if she responds. See if she has a thought about that, too. I'd love to see you. It is a good question. It is a really good question. You know, the three-eyed raven. And so we don't have to move on from Bran yet. We could talk a little bit more about Bran, you know, and about what we think is going to happen next episode. Quaithe, do you want to say?
Are they going to bring them back? Are we going to have enough time to see them, the North?
I think we will. Do you guys think we're going to see the three-eyed raven again? We're going to see something going on in Winterfell this episode? They can't just ignore Winterfell like there's no more story there, right? Right?
I hope not. I don't know. They've been doing some stupid shit.
Right? They've been doing some stupid shit. It's really possible. It's possible they could just say, oh, that part of the story is over. You gotta laugh. I'm gonna get mad if I don't laugh.
It's been cool of all the guys who separated and said bye to John all came back. The wildlings, everybody, they're all like there for him.
I mean, I think
Barry sent them who he is.
Yeah, and told everybody.
I mean, look at the army she had, guys. What was that all about? That's a big army she's got now.
How did she get that big of an army? My goodness.
I know.
I mean, where were all those guys in the battle? Where were they at the funeral? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't see
I mean, the dead were rolling in like a tsunami. It was like crazy. It was a huge wave. And, I mean, I didn't think they had that many soldiers left. They were falling like rain.
They were. And it's like, though, they were surrounded by them. How could they have that many soldiers?
And during the Great War, they were only showing the main characters fighting them off. I don't know. And all of a sudden...
Now there's this whole army of men still?
As far as the eye can see. It's like, where did they come from?
Rod says, we've got to see Bran and Sansa. They are key players regardless of wars. Does Bran become a tree? He told him he wouldn't be stuck in a tree. He told him he'd fly. Maybe he'll die and he'll work into something and he'll...
Drogon?
Maybe he'll work Drogon. Don't get your hopes up.
You can't stay there too long because he'll get stuck. But, you know.
Maybe he will.
Goodbye to him.
Maybe he'll work Drogon, and maybe that's the answer from earlier of how they're going to defeat Daenerys.
There we go.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a possibility. Sincerely, Sicilian says, time is like a spider's thread. The three-eyed raven moves back and forth along the thread. Like that. I like that.
Sounds like a song.
Right? It does sound like a song. Are you a writer? Wow, Rod's already responding. Has to be multiple three-eyed ravens over the centuries, many thousands of years. Gotta be several hundreds of green seers at least.
Are you reading from the book?
Well, I think Rod's read the book, so I believe he knows. I believe he knows. I wonder, Sincerely Sicilian, have you read the books too? Do you know about the book stuff as well? Just curious, you know. We know a little. I know a little bit because I've done a lot of rereads and I've done a lot of the, you know, histories of lores and things like that. But both Quaithe and I are kind of waiting for the series to end to actually do the books. So
yeah, I heard they're different,
very different and very good. And I think we came to a point where we were afraid we were going to be disappointed.
All the books. Okay, she read all the books.
She's read all of them. Awesome. We love that. Thank you. Thank you. And let us know if we say something wrong. We definitely want you to tell us. So, okay. So Jaime and Euron. Let's talk about Jaime and Euron a little bit. What do you think about that fight?
I read them several times, halfway through the series.
For the fifth time. Oh. Wow. That's impressive.
That is great.
That's awesome. I bet it takes a lot of reread and reread to like know all the stuff. I mean, I have to do that with the show. I can't imagine having to read the books and how much more information is in them to take it all in.
It's time for me. It's time, so I'm going to get the audio.
Yeah, me too.
I can have it here when I'm cooking. I can have it when I'm working a little bit. I can have it in the car.
Yeah, I would have to do that too, I think. I'm very visual too. My problem is I have a processing disorder. So when I read something, it takes me 3 or 4 times to actually process it into my brain. And so I think it would be much better if I actually listened to it instead of reading it. Rod says, read them several times halfway through the series. Okay, he said that already. So much. I don't know that word. Minute? Maybe minutes. Maybe he means minutes. So much minutes. Sincerely Sicilian says, unfortunately, my memory doesn't work and there really is so much information. Join the club. I took notes. When I went back to start rewatching the series, I literally took out the tablet and started taking notes. When I became, you know, really obsessed and really wanted to learn the world, I had to take notes.
Yeah. So my husband is a huge Rush fan. And he loves the drummer. I believe his name is Neil Peart. And as he started watching the Game of Thrones, even when he watched Lord of the Rings and other shows, he said it kind of feels like a Rush song. And I said, well, these guys are huge readers. You have to remember, you know, the drummer Neil Peart was a huge reader. Mm-hmm. And when you get into that really deep mind and reading the books and reading history and putting that into books and music, it really takes a genius to do that. Yeah, he's the man, I know. It really takes genius to do that. So I think that separates writers in a book and music from writing a script for a movie. And obviously we are seeing that right now.
Mm-hmm.
George R. Martin being involved, you were getting really good series, with movies. You're getting his books into life. So yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, so that's why I do want to listen to the books. I do want to read them. That way, I can get more into the geeky world. I think it's really cool. Of course, I have to do it 10 times also.
I probably would too. I probably had to listen to them and re-listen to them, rewind and listen to it again. And, I think I'd even like to have the books to follow along, because I'm one of those people that needs to see it, hear it, say it kind of thing. Like I need to do all three to make my brain like receive it. And I mean, that's why I have to do the same thing with the show. It's like I'll watch it and I'll like, wait a minute, and I'll pause and I'll go back and like, what did they just say? And I hear it again. And I have to do that a lot to really like absorb it. I'm one of those people that has to watch something over and over and over. I like to watch it over and over because I want to really fully, engulf it, so the devil's in the details. That's what
I'm
Rod
really
says.
waiting for someone, Rod, by the way, to make a movie out of some of Rush music, maybe Clockwork Angels, which was a book, which would be awesome. Okay, let's get back to Game of Thrones. Sorry.
That's all right. That's cool. So we didn't talk about Jaime and Euron. So what did y'all think about the Jaime and Euron fight? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you think it was crappy?
Cheesy. But I'm glad that character is gone.
Right? Yeah. I thought he was so like, I killed Jaime Lannister. Oh, it's like, who saw you? No one. No one saw you kill him. No one's gonna, even if he actually did be the one that like actually, killed him.
And he didn't kill him.
He didn't.
He didn't. Yeah.
And how did Jaime get stabbed twice and was able to live through all of that, but Euron got stabbed once and he was dead?
Yeah,
right.
It did suck. It sucked.
I mean, I was a little excited that they were going to fight, but then I was a little let down, like, oh, okay, that's the fight. Okay, it sucked. Sincerely, Sicilian said it sucked. Yeah, I wasn't too happy with it. Yeah, it wasn't too good. Anybody else got any thoughts? Rod said something. He says, man, not a fan. Probably my least favorite part of the episode. Euron should have had a much worse ending. I agree. Since Sicilian's in love with Rush too, so we're all good with that combo. We're all good with that combo. Yes. Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, I think we're all in agreement with the Jaime Euron. We can move on from that one since it's not a fun thing to talk about, right? Mm-hmm. We talked a little bit about Jaime and Cersei earlier, but I think that might have been before we had as many people watching. So we can talk a little bit about Jaime and Cersei again if you like, Quaithe. Or we can move on, guys, if we already talked about it and y'all want to move on, just let us know. But I think we kind of agreed that we thought it was a crappy ending, right?
Yes. Very,
non-creative.
That was not good.
Not creative. No Valonqar. No, none of that. Non-creative. Non-creative completely. Let us guys know what you think.
I don't think we're going to get them as, they survived that in the next scene.
No, I don't think so. They haven't been going backwards on anything.
If they did that, I'm going to turn off my TV. They just went too far with the cheesy, I don't think they can survive that down there.
No, I don't think so either.
However, they did let Arya survive it. From getting burned to getting crumbled. I mean, wow.
Well, there was areas of the ground that didn't have crumbles on it, so I guess it's possible. The horse survived.
Arya, the horse survived. So, you know.
We survived. So the burning and everything, right?
Yeah.
I do want to point out that you were right about Drogon using the sun in his attack on the ships, right?
I can't remember if you said it or someone said it, or if they were telling us a little bit of history, but I remember someone saying something about the history, and I'm like, I wonder if they're really going to do that.
I think it was Rod. Was it you, Rod, or was it KT that said it last time? Somebody told us
there was some history that somebody did that.
That one of the dragons had done that before. Maybe
right.
Maybe it was the big dragon. I forget the big dragon's name. The really big one that was Aegon's dragon that lived for generations.
Yeah, and I said that because in the preview they show Euron looking up and putting his hands over his eyes, like blinded from the sun. And I thought, oh, they are going to do that. Here it is, you know.
I'm reading the chat. They're making me laugh.
What are they saying?
Rod says that we got robbed of the beautiful ending that should have come of Jaime and Cersei. It was such a great build-up over the seasons and such a rushed letdown. And sincerely, Sicilian says, if you think about it, the Valonqar Tyrion sent them to their death. And Rod says,
there's a drum roll for you.
Right? And Rod says, you're giving them too much credit. Balerion, thank you, Balerion. Balerion the Dread. That was the big dragon's name. Thank you very much. Yes, Balerion the Dread was the big dragon that Aegon rode, and he lived for generations.
I'm trying to be positive.
She says, I'm trying to be positive. You guys are funny. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anybody who's watching, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, okay? It really helps grow the channel. And we hope that you will join us in future chats because, as you can see, we are very active with our chat members. So we will definitely let people know what you think. Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
it was Balerion coming down.
I guess it was Rod who said that. Yeah, was it what did he say, Balerion?
Yeah, it was actually Balerion who came down out of the clouds to roast Harrenhal. Right, Harrenhal was do you remember, Quaithe, when Tywin was at Harrenhal and how Arya was telling, I think it was Gendry or one of the guys, one of her friends, he was like, ooh, what's that smell? And she was like, it's the burnt smell. It was the dragons that burnt Harrenhal. Yeah, that's where Harrenhal was. And keep fighting the good fight. Yes.
Oh,
so, but Drogon seems pretty smart. Like, he'll outlive. I could see, Dany getting killed and then Drogon allowing Jon to ride him. I could see that. It's a possibility.
I mean, that is his mother. She did hand feed him when he was little. She did. I mean, so there's got to be there's got to be magic for him. They got to bring a little bit of magic in the show to do something with him. Whether there's green searing with him, talking to him, working through him, or Jon using the Stark ability, I don't know, or the Targaryen ability to telepathically talk to him. Something's got to happen.
I agree. If they don't do something with that, it's going to be totally boring anyway. So, which I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they're just ready to just kill everybody off anyway. Definitely not this season. The writing isn't doing you any favors, right? The writing, they aren't. They really aren't. They really aren't. I think we said this earlier. The CGI is great. The actors are doing great. All of the directors are doing great. It's not any of that. It's not any of that. It's the storyline. The storyline that sucks. Right, guys?
Yeah.
The storyline. It's just unbelievable. They just crushed us. They crushed us. They didn't give a shit about us. That's what it is. That's what it comes down to. So,
who else was on there? Let's see. Let me go back to it. It's on TV right now. Okay, yeah, they're just showing the dragon going crazy.
Killing everybody.
Out of fuel.
Yeah.
Maybe she loves him so much and she bursted his heart. I don't know. Like a horse rider. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
Did you see Sincerely Sicilian's comment?
Let's see.
Keep the magic. The worst ending would be the death of magic. And Rod says the cinematics are terrific, but goddamn, the writing is shit. They're just trying to get it over with. And Sincerely Sicilian says the story sucks. The acting is amazing. Yeah.
And I think that if it wasn't for all these great, amazing actors to go ahead and sign on for this last episode, knowing what they were up against, the bad writers, it wouldn't have made it. Yeah, because even Tyrion changing his character the way he have, he's still doing good acting. Him and Jamie. Yeah.
If I go back and look at all the interviews from between Maisie and Sophie and Kit. And you see them asking them, how do you like the ending? Or you like it? And they'll be like, it's great. Not everybody's going to be happy. I'm happy. It's great. You notice none of them were like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, what did John cry about, right? What did Kit cry about? Kit cried at the end? What did he cry about? I mean, at this point, I would already have put the book down and had to take a walk. At this point.
Yeah, that's part of what they had to take a walk on, that they didn't agree with anything or they didn't like it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you might be right that they were like...
Not that it was mind-blowing.
Not that it was mind-blowing. I think so. I think that the actors read this and thought, what did they do? What happened here? Like, I have to do this. This is what I have to do in this last episode, last series. They probably had to spend some time talking to themselves about it. Sincerely Sicilian says, I agree, Rod, that the cinematics are incredible. I wish they'd budgeted more for Ghost, though. Really? What was up with that? That was like, I'm sorry, that was a fuck you to us with Ghost. They didn't do anything with Ghost except have him be present.
You know what? Maybe Barris got a note to Ghost. I'm being funny.
Did y'all see that? I am going to post that. I am so going to post it so you can see it. If you guys haven't gone to buy your tickets for Con of Thrones, if you're not even knowing if you're going to go to Con of Thrones, we are definitely planning to go to Con of Thrones. And it is a lot of fun. And Con of Thrones is even making fun of the series at this point. They sent out an email and they were talking about how Dany had her iPods in. That's why she didn't hear the bells. And the best person for the throne. And they had Ghost sitting on the throne. They've even giving a discount to tickets because they acknowledged that they're probably going to lose sales over this series, the ending.
They're giving discounts. Yeah.
And Rod said that Kit Harington got asked to describe season 8 in one word, and Kit said disappointing. When was this? I haven't heard anybody say negative words. I guess it doesn't matter now. They've already been paid, right?
Right. Oh, yeah.
They can say what they want now. They're going to say it after the series is over and after it's all done, and if they don't have any contracts with HBO, that's probably when they're going to all come out and say the truth of what they really think. They're going to wait, but they're going to tell us eventually in the future. And I really think someone will redo it. I really think someone will redo the ending of Game of Thrones because it's that bad.
Martin can if he wants to.
Right? It'd be great.
That would be smart for them to do that.
Yeah, Rod said, fuck you to Dan and Dave when they had John just walking away from Ghost. I was furious. Not even a pet on the head. They didn't even want to spend the money to have a touch. Are you serious? To have like the time to make the touch? Really? I mean, I agree with you. I'm with you, Rod. I think that shit was bullshit. I've heard that's what Kit said. I mean, I heard he supposedly cried, but he was like put on the spot. Like he hadn't read it, and that he went for the reading, and he was the only one that hadn't read it. He said it was really kind of out of laziness. He admitted that on one of his interviews, and that they were like recording his reactions to the series, the season, and that he supposedly cried at the end. He probably cried because he didn't fucking like it. He's probably like, man, they destroyed it. That's probably what he was thinking. So, Dany the Mad Queen. I think she was more upset about the betrayal than she was about the death of her dragon and Missandei. What do you say?
I think she was mad about, I think what pushed her over the edge was Sansa.
You said that before, right? Because it was all about Sansa. This is a win for her.
Uh-huh.
I think that was a foreshadow that she's going to go after Sansa. She's going to try to kill her.
To get to Jon.
I think she's going to
get him for not loving her.
Yeah. I think she's going to try to kill Sansa. And I think, personally, Quaithe, I think that's what's going to push him over the edge. I don't think it's going to be Tyrion.
I hope he's pushed over the edge now. I hope it doesn't take that much for him to be that dumbass to be not over the edge. And maybe that's what he didn't like about the whole line, that they made him stupid like that.
Maybe so.
You know?
Yeah.
He was still loyal to her,
even after she did what he would never approve of. He was still loyal to her. I think I think they're gonna it's stupid enough that they'll do it. That he's gonna continue to follow her. He's gonna allow her to execute Tyrion, and when she goes for Sansa, I think that's when he's gonna, they showed that every time somebody brought up Sansa, that he goes nuts. Like who was it? Greyjoy, when he came back on the ship and she was like, Sansa, is she okay? And he like grabbed him and was like, I'm gonna kill you, and then Littlefinger, when he was like, I love her, and he was like, I'm gonna kill you, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's gonna be Sansa that's gonna push him over the edge. It's gonna actually make him go, you ain't touching my family, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you now. I really think that's what it'll be. Like Ned. Ned was honorable until it came to do with his sister. Think about it.
Yeah. But I mean, if you look at, I'm watching it now, he's standing there and what she's done. He looks like he's pushed over the edge. But hopefully he keeps that. I mean, I don't see him going backwards. I hope he doesn't go backwards.
God, I hope not. We've got some comments.
Like you said, his men were raping and pillaging. He had to kill his own men.
Yeah, because she crossed the line. They didn't know where the line was anymore. They did that, once you give them an inch, they take a mile, right? So Rod says, I think it was asked at the premiere, and Emilia Clarke started laughing and got all smart-assy, saying, best season ever. She was not thrilled. I agree. Dany's probably laser focused on Sansa. I agree. I do.
Yeah, what are the chances? It's not too much of a coincidence that Con of Thrones is sending out discount tickets now, right before the last episode.
Oh yeah, no, it's not, because they already know that this shit's gonna go down,
After
and
the last episode,
they're not gonna even be able to get people to pay attention to go into Con of Thrones. They're gonna be so disappointed. And you know what's sad, guys? Con of Thrones is fun. It really is. It's the people that make it fun. The people that are there. It's not even the show itself. And they do a lot of book stuff. They talk a lot about books and things like that. So if you've never gone, you should think about going. It's really a lot of fun. And you'll see us there.
Yeah.
So we'll get to meet you in person, Rod says somebody's going to have to put Dany down like a mad dog. Probably Jon. I'm voting for Jon. He's done blindly following her. He sees the madness. I really thought so too. I really thought that in this last episode, he was looking around and the look on his face was like, this can't be happening. Like, they surrendered. They surrendered. Why is she attacking? This is not like her. He started following her because he bent the knee to her, because he believed in her, that she was a good person and that she was a righteous person, and that he believed in her. And now all of a sudden she's completely opposite. He even said to her when he came to Dragonstone, he said, you could have gone in there and burned everybody and you didn't. And so at least you're better than Cersei. And now that's what she did? It's just, I don't know. I got to quit ragging on the writers. I'm sorry. It's just, I think so too. He has to not be blindly following her. But he can't be dumb enough to just come out and say to her, I'm not following you anymore. He can't be that dumb. She'll try to kill him.
Yeah.
She'll try to kill him. He's a threat to the throne.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised she hadn't tried to kill him yet. Probably because he actually said, "I love you." She's probably.
Yeah, she's really gone over the edge. Do you think Braun's going to come back?
Yes, I do think we'll see Braun again. I think we'll see a wrap up for Braun and Yara. It'll probably be a 5-second thing, but yeah, I do. I think we'll see a wrap up for them.
What I'm hoping to see is more go into the political side of things, and all the Varys gets the letters out, and across as far as I can see, the sea is full of all the 7 kingdoms or 6 kingdoms coming together to take her down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so since some of the Golden Company, Dorne sends their people. I'm hoping to see something to that effect. And Jon gets the backup, and that lights a fire under his ass to say, I am going to be the king.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's been saying he doesn't want it so much that
he's going to have to take it. Hold on, Rod's leaving, so let's say bye to him. Bye, Rod.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us, Rod. We always enjoy having you. And Cecilia said that she's lost it too, and then John's going to take her down. So she agrees it's going to be Jon. Go ahead. You were saying, Quaithe?
Yeah, I hope that's something that I'm hoping they go through. But now hearing what Kit said, maybe they're not going to do that because that would make him a really badass, strong character. But it didn't sound like he was happy with what happened, so I don't think they're going to go that way now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks like Sincerely Sicilian's leaving also. She says, "Good night. I'll be back when I don't completely forget."
She's funny.
Hey, I don't know if you are following me on Instagram or Twitter, but if you follow me, I always post when we do live streams on there to give you a little heads up. So, and if you don't have that notification bell clicked, you can click that too, and that way it'll notify you when we do go live or when I post a video. So hopefully that'll help Sincerely Sicilian, for you to be able to join us more often. We loved having you here. Thanks for joining us. So, but go on, Quaithe, you were saying?
Just, hopeful thinking of how strong possibilities of how they could make Jon's character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kit's character, Jon, how they could, make him grow some balls. Oh no, And
she was saying that to Rod. She's not leaving. Sorry. Go ahead.
Good. I'm glad we're going to have.
I'm glad we still have someone in the chat. That's good.
Comment on what I said. I want to know what you think about that. That I was thinking that maybe that all the the 6 other kingdoms are going to come together once those word gets around, because I really think Varys did get the word around, and because Jon is going to need
some backup. What do you think about that?
He was having to kill his own men, so he's going to be pretty much alone on. Davos doesn't fight. He's already said he doesn't.
What do you think, SS? You think that we're, that Quaithe's onto something, that everybody's going to send send their people to support Jon and back him up so we can, basically force him to take Dany down? Do you think it's going to go down that way?
Yeah, take Hitler down.
Take Hitler down, yeah.
And Hitler might end up committing suicide. Oh, wait, did that happen?
Right.
Are they writing from history, these guys?
I mean, maybe she will commit suicide. We did say that earlier. That might be the worst thing that could happen, right?
Until Drogo,
I'm going to laugh if we peg that as the worst thing that could happen and then it happens. I'm going to be like, wow, they just really took a book right out of the worst thing that could happen. She says W2F is going on with Dorne. Yes. Where's Dorne? They said something about the new Prince of Dorne earlier in the series. So maybe they'll send some reinforcements. Like they had some men. We haven't seen them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because everyone's going to come and Jon's going to be like, he can't say, I don't want it anymore. He's going to have everyone right there ready to fight. He can't say that anymore. Yeah. He's got to be ready to go and conquer.
Yeah.
Because Varys said it, and the way he said it, you're going to rule. Like, matter of fact, they're like, we got people coming to help you. You have no idea.
Yeah. He did say it like that. He definitely said, like, you're going to rule and you're going to rule well. I never thought that Jon would survive the Night King episode. I always thought that he would have to sacrifice himself to kill the Night King, but I don't think they're going down that road. I think that Jon's going to live, and I think that he's going to take down Dany, and, he's going to rule. I think he is going to sit the throne at the end. What do you guys think? You think he's going to? What do you think, Quaithe? What do you guys think? Let us know.
I don't know about sitting. I mean, I know he's going to help take down Dany, but I don't know if he's going to, rule. But I mean,
I think he'll rule, but I think he'll be.
Lord Light gave him life because he is on borrowed time. His cut's never healed. I don't know what they're planning to do with him. You guys threw me off with Kit's remark, guys. That makes me rethink everything in my head.
Because he was disappointed?
Yeah, I mean, either he was disappointed for the actors and that or he was disappointed that they gave him a weak ending. I don't know.
I think Kit would be disappointed in the whole storyline, not just his own. Did you know that? Did you know that
everyone else's? Yeah.
Did you know that Kit kept his those statues they made?
Mm-hmm.
They made the Sansa, the Arya, and the Kit and the Jon Snow statues in the crypt for that promo. And did you know that Kit kept his, and he had them ship it to his house, and it's in his garden.
That's so cool.
He did. He said it was kind of like a little shine for him. He says, I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with me for wanting mine, but because
that's where he got his job. That's where he first started.
I mean, I thought it was cool too. Way to go, Kit. Be proud of what you've done.
I agree. I would have done the same thing. Hey, the writers made a lot more money. Come on now.
Really? Yeah.
A statue. That's the least they can do.
SS says Gendry really has the best legal claim. So Targaryen or not, Bobby B overthrew the Dragon Lords. At this point, anyone could sit the throne. I think that Jon, he doesn't want it so badly that he could easily take charge just to defeat Dany and then put Gendry on the throne. It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
I could see it. A good, humble man
and his sister, and make his sister. You go marry him, damn it! I said, I'm your big brother.
Right? Arya. I mean, now that she left and listened to the Hound, I always pictured her on a boat sailing west of Westeros at the end.
With a real pretty princess dress that brings the princess out.
But it's possible that she could, end up on his doorstep. Right? Who thinks Arya will end up with Gendry, and who thinks she'll sail west of Westeros, and who thinks she'll do something else? SS, I think
who thinks they're going to kill her off now?
Right? What are they going to do with her? What's going to happen to Arya? You think she's going to die trying to kill Dany? Anybody? SS, do you have a reply? And is anybody else out there who wants to comment? Let us know what you think is going to happen with Arya. What is going to be her end game? Who do we have left to talk about? We've talked about Bran's end game. Sansa's obviously never going to leave the North. She's going to stay there and rule Winterfell. I think she'll rule Winterfell.
Bran's going to get stuck in something.
Bran's going to get stuck in something, but it's not going to be a tree. Yeah. Maybe it'll be, like we said, maybe it'll be the dragon or a bird or something else, right?
Something, yeah.
And then, so Arya, what's her end game? I'm waiting to see if SS is going to tell us what she thinks about Arya. Maybe she's thinking.
I'm thinking. There's a lot of stuff, This is why I don't watch a lot of the media, because that makes me rethink stuff. It takes all the tinfoil, crazy thinking I have away.
I like the tinfoil. Our tinfoil is better than their ending. I'll tell you that. She says, I think Jon's going to kill Dany. I think Sandor's making Arya rethink about going back north. So you think she'll go back north? You don't think she'll go
I think she's going to go to her sister's aid. I think she knows how crazy this woman is, and she knows they don't get along with the sister. I think she is going to go back
to protect her sister.
Her sister, yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I could see her doing that.
You see the look on her face in the preview?
Yeah.
Was just disgust. She was disgusted with, with Danny and all of her Dothraki all excited because they,
and
tore a city down.
Pass if she comes cross paths with John that she doesn't hit the shit out of him or something. Beat his ass. Dumbass brother. And
why is she accepting all that? Why is she accepting all that shit, right?
Yeah. I want to be past, But, I mean, what else is there to talk about? They took the dragon, they went all over. She destroyed it.
Oh, I'm sorry, SS. She said she's recovering from carpal tunnel, so she's typing her phone. It's okay. Take your time, okay? We're just happy you're with us. We're happy you're with us. I'm so sorry you're hurting.
Yeah, I mean, she would have to rebuild the town. You were saying last time on Sunday that you don't think anyone lived, the town people.
It didn't look like it, but then again, we didn't think anybody lived at the freaking Battle of the Night King. Look at all the men who lived.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked to me like she burned that town down, and there was like no survivors. But I guess we're gonna find out next episode, right? It looked to me
survivors. They're getting the hell out of there, man.
I know a lot of people were leaving the city with John. It was not just the soldiers. There were a lot of people that were leaving the city with John. When he was like, retreat, that's what I didn't get. How is she going to be burning all her own men in there? She knew they went in to fight, and she was burning them too. What the hell? It's like she just didn't give a shit about anybody. Oh, well, whoever dies, dies. I don't give a damn as long as I'm here.
I did like that the director and the cinematography and all that brought a little bit of that, what is it called? Green fire.
Yes, that they showed all the green fire throughout the city burning that had, that was there underground that we'd had heard about. At least they gave us that, right? That was good.
Yeah.
But I think that's all the directors, right? I mean, the directors really...
Yes, they really did.
They really did a good job considering the storyline is... I mean, if it wasn't for them and the actors, this whole story, nobody would be watching it. Nobody would be watching it. Yeah,
and Arya almost getting trampled and the lady helping her.
Yeah,
that was really good.
I liked the point of view of, the people in the city, and I liked that part. I did like that part. This last episode is going to be directed by Dan and Dave.
Oh, God.
I'm so sorry to tell you. I'm so sorry, Quaithe. I knew that was going to upset you.
Yeah.
They're the directors for the last episode.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm ready to get it over with so we can move on to the prequel.
Yeah.
Really. I'm ready to get it over with so we can move on to the prequel. And we will be coming back, guys, we probably won't do weekly. We might do some live streaming next week. I'll tell you what, on Sunday, Quaithe, do you know what time you're going to be showing up here Sunday?
I'll come back to you. I got to find out everything's fine with everything going on.
With family and stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so, guys, I'm going to try to get on and be doing some live streams by myself even on Sunday just to see who's out there and who's getting ready for the last episode. I hope you'll join us. I hope you hit that notification bell so you'll know when I pop up. But we will do our regular 1 hour before recap. We may start it a little bit earlier because Quaithe is going to be coming to watch the last episode. We think as long as family things are going okay, she's going to try to join me and be here with me to watch it. And we will probably do some live streaming a little bit earlier this Sunday. I don't know what we will do next week. I'm sure we'll do some kind of analysis for the very last episode next week sometime. I will definitely post something to let you know when that's going to be. If we can do Thursday again, we will do Thursday. So, but I'll have to let you know for sure after we see how this last episode goes. And if, we're not so upset that we don't want to do anything.
Yeah. But, we like to, like you said, do the sequel of George Martin stuff.
Yes, because the prequel is by George R.R. Martin, and that's going to be really exciting, I think. If you don't know what it's about The First Long Night. It's about.
And I like the actress they got playing so far, the main role, Naomi Watts. I really like her acting. Yeah. So hopefully we can set that up this summer and start, doing some research of what he's doing, and just do some tinfoiling on that. That'd be fun. That would be fun. So I'm sure we will continue doing some live streaming there. I will be, making some videos on the upcoming prequel that's coming. And we will be talking about that. I'm also planning to branch off into some other new fun things. I really want to do something that's called Cooking with John. My husband's name is John, so I thought that was really cute to go with a Lady Firesnow. And I'm also going to be doing some things with my design and build, and I want to be doing that. So that'll come eventually as well. SS says, I'm going to have my notifications on. God, I hope the ending isn't totally disappointing. And she had said earlier that Danny did lose it, and she doubts that she was even considering her men. So, yeah, I hope it's not totally disappointing. And I hope that we get to see you again, SS, in the chat. And I'll probably be popping in and out, just to see who wants to talk about what they think is going to happen. Because we usually do a talk about the preview. And we talk about what we think is going to happen. We kind of did a lot of that today too, but we'll do it again on Sunday for sure. Was there anything else that we didn't really talk about from the last episode, Quaithe, that you want to hit before we wrap up here today? No, I'm looking at it now, and we talked a lot about what's going on. And, no, not really. We hit everything. It wasn't really that much. It was just, the running, the firing, the green fire, the dragon. That's pretty much it. Just, destroying the town.
Right.
Destroying it.
Yep, I think we did hit everything that was on our list. To answer your question, SS, I am a designer. So I'm also a general contractor. Yeah. And so I design and build, mostly residential is what I do. And I really want to do something, like what you see on HGTV, but the real deal, not pretend. Because on HGTV, it's all glamorized. So I would do it. I would make it real so you could see what it's really like. For real. For real. The for real stuff. Okay. Not that I can do it in 5 minutes for $5. Because that shit ain't real. Husband, kids. Yeah, no. That show bothers me so much. No, HGTV. I like HGTV because they have woken up the world to designers and what we have to offer, and I appreciate that. But I also don't like HGTV because they don't show you the reality. They do show some things, like things can come up, but they think they make it more dramatic, and I think they make it seem like you can finish a job very quickly for very little money, and that's just not real. So she said she'll be back for that. That's awesome. We'll be glad to see that. We really want to start doing that. We want to start talking to some of the clients and asking them, can I video record the building process? And then I'll make little, little movies out of them or something. You can start with my house whenever we start. You're right. We can, Quaithe. We can start with your house because she's going to be doing some major work in her house that we've been talking about for years. We started a small project already, but we're going to be doing the big one. Right. We did the small one, but we've got the kitchen to do and the add-on to do. And that's going to, that's going to be a lot of fun. So, and that's pretty much what we do, right? That's what we do. My husband, John, is an excellent cook. He totally missed his calling. And we used back in our 20s, before the internet, when HGTV was new and when Food Network was new, we used to say, man, that would be so cool. We could do that. You could so do that. We could call. And I'd say, what would you call it, honey? And he'd go, I'd call it Cooking with John. So, and I'm going to spell it John, Jon, just like Jon Snow, right? That would be cool. I thought it would be cool too. I thought we could do some Cooking with John. He's really good. He can cook anything. We actually have a thing where we go somewhere, we go to Cabo, and there's this dressing that I liked at this restaurant. And I'll say, honey, can you make the Cabo dressing? He can eat anything, and he can make it. He knows what's in it when he eats it. That's how good he is. Talent. Right? Talent. Quaithe, you want to tell them about John's cooking?
Oh, delicious. Yeah. Anytime we have an event, a birthday or something, he'll ask us what do we want, and he'll make our favorite, whatever it is.
Right.
Yes.
He does. And he's one of those, he likes to sit around and be like, is it good? Do you like it? Did you put some more gravy on it? You know?
And he'll show you how to fix your plate. Well, what goes where, and to get the most flavor out of everything.
Yes. He's very good at that. He's very good at that. So anytime we go somewhere, it's almost a disappointment to eat out because it's not as good as John's. That's the truth. It's not as good as John's. And I'll be like, how is it, honey? He's like, mine's better. She said, Cece said, SS says, when I get over my anger at my current roommate, I'll be doing traditional Sicilian cooking. That'd be cool.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I'm sorry about your roommate. I'm so sorry about your roommate. But absolutely.
That's never fun.
Yeah. So, okay, well, I think we're wrapping up episode 5. And I know it's about 10 o'clock here in Texas. So we're going to wrap up for tonight. Quaithe, you want to say anything before we go?
Guys, thanks for sticking with us and watching, and please keep joining us. You know, we like we said, we're going to have a lot more fun stuff coming.
We do. We want to explore some new adventures, and if you've got something you want to see, something you want to hear, something you want to know, a show that you like, that you want us to start talking about, we probably might do that too. Quaithe, you think?
I've been watching. I like Kevin Costner, and I've been watching Yellowstone. So that's
Yellowstone. You've been telling me about that I need to check out Yellowstone. Let us know, and let us know in the comments, guys, if you watch this later on and you want to comment about Yellowstone and whether you'd watch, some recaps or some videos about that. SS said she'll be looking out for the cooking stuff too. So it's something we're going to do. It's going to happen eventually. It's not going to happen right away, but we're definitely going to be doing it. She says, good night. Enjoyed it. Stranger Things. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much. Thanks. We're always glad to have you in the chat. So, okay, well, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for joining us today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share the videos with others, and share our videos with other people. And we hope to see you again on Sunday. So, Zazdrizes buzdadis kostaor. A dragon is not a slave. Good night.